Pope Francis, the beloved leader of the Catholic Church, passed away on April 21st, 2025. His death marks the end of a historic papacy and the beginning of a series of sacred rituals, intricate procedures, and, yes, even some closely guarded secrets. What happens next in the Vatican? Stick with me as we uncover the traditions, the ceremonies, and the mysteries that unfold when a pope dies. First, let's start with what happens the moment a pope passes. The Vatican springs into action with a protocol that's been refined over centuries. A doctor from the Vatican's health service is summoned to certify the pope's death. No autopsy is performed. Unlike most world leaders, the cause of death is documented simply with a report. For Pope Francis, the Vatican announced he died of stroke, complicated by chronic health issues like diabetes and a lung condition. But here's where it gets intriguing. The Cardinal Camerlengo, currently American Cardinal Kevin Farrell, takes charge. He's the Vatican's interim leader during this period, known as the sede vacante, the empty chair. Historically, the Camerlengo would tap the Pope's forehead 3 times with a silver hammer, calling his baptismal name, Jorge Mario Bergoglio, to confirm death. While this dramatic ritual is no longer used, the Camerlengo still formally pronounces the Pope dead in a private ceremony in Francis' personal chapel at the Casa Santa Marta. And here's a little-known detail. The Camerlengo seals the Pope's private apartments with red ribbon and wax to protect his papers and belongings. For Francis, who lived modestly in a Vatican guest house rather than the Grand Apostolic Palace, this sealing happens on the 2nd floor of San Marta. It's a symbolic act, ensuring no one tampers with the Pope's legacy until a successor is chosen. Next, the Vatican prepares Pope Francis' body for public viewing, a process steeped in reverence but also marked by Francis' own reforms. The body is dressed in red liturgical vestments, with his white bishop's mitre and a woolen pallium, a scarf-like vestment placed beside him. A paschal candle, used during Easter, glows nearby, symbolizing resurrection. Here's where Francis broke tradition. Unlike past popes, whose bodies were displayed on a raised platform in 3 coffins, cypress, lead, and oak, Francis requested simplicity. His body will rest in a single wooden coffin lined with zinc, placed flat on the floor of St. Peter's Basilica for public viewing. This reflects his lifelong humility, emphasizing that he was a pastor, not a king. But there's a secret twist. In 2024, Francis shocked some Vatican insiders by opting out of public viewing in the traditional sense. His body won't be displayed openly for dignitaries in the Apostolic Palace. Instead, it'll be in an open coffin for the faithful to pay respects, but without the elaborate pomp of past papal funerals. Some speculate this was to avoid turning his death into a spectacle, but it's raised whispers about what the Vatican might be keeping private. Around 4 to 6 days after his death, the funeral mass takes place, likely in St. Peter's Square, weather permitting. Presided over by Cardinal Giovanni Battista Re, the 91-year-old dean of the College of Cardinals, it's a grand yet solemn event attended by world leaders, royalty, and thousands of mourners. The Swiss guards kneel during the consecration, and a homily reflects on Francis' life, but it's not a eulogy, keeping the focus on faith. The night before, a private ceremony seals the coffin. A white cloth is placed over Francis' face, and a bag of coins minted during his papacy is tucked inside, along with a rogito, a 1-page summary of his reign, rolled into a tube. The coffin, marked with his Jesuit-inspired coat of arms, is then closed. Francis chose to be buried not in St. Peter's Basilica, where most popes rest, but in the Basilica of Santa Maria Maggiore, a church he loved for its Marian devotion. No pope has been buried there since the 17th century. Some Vatican watchers wonder if this choice hints at a hidden spiritual message, tied to his deep connection to the Virgin Mary. After a procession across Rome, his coffin will be laid in a marble sarcophagus, with only a few prayers before the public can visit. Now, the Vatican turns to its most secretive process, the conclave to elect a new pope. Between 15 and 20 days after Francis' death, up to 135 cardinals under 80 gather in the Sistine Chapel. The word conclave means with key, and they're literally locked in, cut off from the world. No phones, no internet, no contact. They swear oaths of secrecy, and the master of ceremonies shouts, extra omnes, everyone out before voting begins. Voting is intense. Cardinals write their choice on paper ballots, burned after each round. Black smoke from the Sistine Chapel's chimney signals no decision. White smoke means a new pope has been chosen. A 2/3 plus 1 majority is needed, and the process can take days. In 2013, Francis was elected after 5 rounds. The conclave isn't just about prayer and votes. Behind closed doors, cardinals engage in subtle politicking. In the days before the conclave, during general congregations, they give speeches hinting at their vision for the church. Some call it a holy campaign trail. Rumors swirl about factions, progressives versus conservatives, Europeans versus non-Europeans. Francis appointed over half the current cardinals, so his influence looms large. But will they follow his path or pivot? The Vatican keeps these debates under wraps, but leaks have happened in the past, fueling speculation about power struggles. Another mystery: the destruction of the Fisherman's Ring. This ring, used to seal papal documents, is broken by the Camerlengo to prevent forgeries. But some historians claim that in centuries past, fragments of the ring were secretly kept as relics or passed to influential cardinals. While there's no evidence this happens today, the ritual's secrecy keeps the rumor alive. When a new pope is chosen, he's asked if he accepts and what name he'll take. He dons one of 3 pre-made white cassocks, small, medium, or large, and sits on a throne in the Sistine Chapel to receive the cardinal's homage. Then, a cardinal steps onto St. Peter's balcony to announce Habemus Papam, we have a pope, and the new pontiff gives his first blessing. But there's a final secret to share. The Vatican archives hold a copy of the Rogito, the document placed in Francis' coffin, but some say other private papers, perhaps his personal reflections or instructions for his successor, are sealed away, never to be seen. These archives are famously inaccessible, and what they contain about Francis' final wishes remains a tantalizing mystery. And there you have it, the sacred, the solemn, and the secretive steps that follow the death of Pope Francis. From the sealing of his apartments to the white smoke of a new pope, this process is a blend of faith, tradition, and intrigue that captivates the world. What do you think about these rituals? Are there other Vatican secrets you're curious about? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history's most fascinating stories. Until next time, stay curious. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to share it with friends who love history, faith, or just a good mystery. And ring that bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching.